This season, I feel like Philadelphia has a good chance of making it to the playoffs. Don't know if they're going to make it to the Super Bowl because, well, the season hasn't started off yet. So what is the schedule looking like? What do I think about each game? And what my record I am predicting Philadelphia will go for. Hello Internet, it's AndrewMycol and welcome to today's news episode. In today's news episode, I am going to be showing off the Philadelphia Eagles schedule for 2019. What do I think about each game? And whether or not we will win that game or lose that game. And at the end, I will be telling you the record that I think this team is going to go for. So make sure you stick around the rest of the video to see what I think about each game. And without further ado, let's get into today's. Now, this season, we have 4 preseason games before we play the regular season games. So the 4 preseason games we play against are Titans, Jacksonville Jaguars, Ravens, and the Jets. Now, for the Tennessee Titans, I don't know why we keep playing them each season. It's just one of those things now where people want to see the Titans and the Eagles go at it. So I guess that'll be cool. Now we have Jacksonville Jaguars and the Philadelphia Eagles, another team we've started playing recently. Now we're playing them in the preseason, and plus 2, that's where Nick Foles is playing for now. If you don't know who Nick Foles is, he was a former backup quarterback for Philadelphia who played for a while and was the quarterback that played in Super Bowl 52, boys. Then we also have the game with the Ravens, and as we all know, the Ravens now have Lamar Jackson. They are starting him at week 1. And then for the last game, we have the New York Jets. And the New York Jets, well, they have Sam Darnold and Jamal Adams. The first regular season game that Philadelphia plays, the Washington Redskins, which, by the way, I'll put each picture of the game that I made here so that way you can see it. The first game is against Washington, and it is a home game. So the first week Philadelphia has is a home game. And recently, the Philadelphia Eagles at home have been doing pretty well, which is a great thing, because used to, before we got Carson Wentz and Doug Peterson, we were terrible at home. Now that we've been getting some steam with Doug Peterson and this new team that we've gotten since the past couple of years, Philadelphia has been pretty good at home. So let's hope that that is a good thing this season, because we gonna need it for the rest. Because trust me, when we get to these next couple of games, it's gonna be a testament to see if we're good at home or not. So this first game against Washington, really Washington, they have Case Keenum, but really I feel like that team's not really gonna go far with that one. So I'm gonna put that one as a win for Philadelphia. The next game that we are playing is at Atlanta. So we have that game at Atlanta. It is also, I believe is an afternoon game. It is week 2. It is against the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta Falcons have been slacking these couple of seasons. Now, they did reach Super Bowl 51. The Atlanta Falcons played the New England Patriots. They lost that game. They couldn't win that game. The thing with this one is that Atlanta is a weird team, because we did play them that first playoff game we had when we won that Super Bowl that year in 2018. We played Atlanta first, and it seemed like they were losing their steam. After that, it seems like Atlanta has lost their steam. And it seems like they've been pretty mediocre. They didn't make it to the playoffs. So really, I think this team is going to, not go far with this one. So I think Atlanta is probably going to lose this game. And I think Philadelphia is going to win this game as well. Then again, I said that last year with Tampa Bay. Somehow Tampa Bay won that game. And I was like, oh my goodness, Tampa Bay could go on a tear. No. After the 4th or 5th game, Tampa Bay lost that one. So yeah, I think this is going to be a win for Philadelphia. The next one is the Detroit Lions for week 3, and it is a home game. So Detroit, as we all know, is not the greatest of teams. We know that. Detroit is one of those teams where every year people keep thinking that they're going to make it to the playoffs. They don't really get far with that. So really, I think this Detroit team, they have Matthew Stafford, and they had a couple of people playing for them. Now it just seems like they're not that great. So I still think with this being a home game for Philadelphia, I think this will be an easy win for Philadelphia. So they will be 3-0 right now. So they will not lose a game until we get to some other ones. 4th game is at Green Bay. That's right, we're playing Green Bay this season. It's the first time we've played them in a little while. I don't think we played them last season. And I don't know if we played them the season before. I do remember seeing Philadelphia play Green Bay. This is a home game for Green Bay. Now, Green Bay, for the past couple of seasons, since Aaron Rodgers started getting hurt, these past 2 seasons, the Green Bay Packers have just not been as consistently good as they usually are. Now they got rid of Mike McCarthy, and usually he is the coach to get the Green Bay Packers into the playoffs. Now that he's gone, and maybe they're going to get some more players, I don't know, but I think Green Bay, I don't know. Green Bay is one of those things where maybe they'll do good this season. I just don't know. But maybe Philadelphia will win this. It is a home game for Green Bay, which means it's a away game from us. So this will be a testament to see if Philadelphia can beat maybe a decent Green Bay Packer team. But if Philadelphia can get their sticks in a row, maybe they'll win this one. So I'm going to say Philadelphia might win this, but barely. I'm going to say Philadelphia wins barely, though, by like a touchdown. The next game is an easy win for us. It's against the Jets, and it's a home game for Philadelphia. So this home game against the Jets, they got Sam Darnold, and they also got Jamal Adams. We will be playing them in the preseason. I don't think anything's changing with that. The Jets, every year, they somehow get really bad. They got the 2nd overall pick this season. No, 3rd overall pick. 3rd overall. They got the 3rd overall pick in the 2019 draft. Every time they do it, they're not that great. So the Jets, we will beat the Jets week 5 at Philadelphia. So we will be 5 in a row somehow. And next, we might start losing games, because this next game at week 6 is against Minnesota at Minnesota. Now, last season, we played Minnesota in Philadelphia, and we lost that game due to an onside kick, and Minnesota recovered it. And they were in the lead by 2, so Minnesota barely hung on to win that game. This time, I think Minnesota is getting better. They're getting better every season, and it seemed like last year they could have won that game, but then they just took a huge nosedive when they played the Chicago Bears, and it was just over for them. This season, I think Minnesota could go pretty far. Maybe they'll make it into the playoffs, but they got to beat Chicago, and we'll get to Chicago in a little bit. This game, however, I feel like Philadelphia might lose it because it's a home game for Minnesota, and we know how Minnesota is at home. They're pretty good. They're a pretty stacked team. It's pretty hard to play there. So I'm going to say this is the first loss Philadelphia will have against Minnesota. So this will be 5-1 right now. Now, we got an interesting game here. It's Philadelphia versus the Dallas Cowboys. The team I hate the most in the NFL is the Dallas Cowboys. I can't stand them. And this game we have against them is home game for Dallas. So it is an away game for us and a home game for Dallas. Last season, we lost that game to Dallas whenever it got to overtime. And somehow our Philadelphia Eagles secondary was starting to get really bad. And so Dallas somehow won that game. And I think they also won both of the games. If we won one of the games, it was not a good thing for us to lose both of them. So I think this season, I haven't heard a peep from them. So this is a very interesting game. But I think that Dallas might win this one. I don't know. But I think maybe because it's a home game for Dallas, maybe they'll win this one. So I'm going to play it safe. I think Dallas might win the home game, but then we might win our home game against them. That's how I figure this one to be, because I haven't heard a peep from Dallas. I don't know if they're going to be good or bad because I haven't heard anything from them. So we have three away games in a row at Minnesota, at Dallas, and this is the last road game in a row. And it's Buffalo. It's against Buffalo. Buffalo will be at home, and Philadelphia will be in away. Buffalo made it to the playoffs in 2017. Obviously didn't get close last season. They had Nathan Peterman, and what a great quarterback he was. Just kidding. He threw a lot of interceptions. They got Josh Allen. I don't know if he's going to be good. From what I heard, it seems like Josh Allen did throw a couple of picks. But from what I can tell, maybe Buffalo will get it together this season. Who knows? Will they get into the playoffs? Probably not, but I think Buffalo will do good this season, but not good enough to beat Philadelphia. Of course, why would I say that Philadelphia would lose against Buffalo? That's just a bad decision. So now I have a 6-2 Philadelphia doing pretty good. They're gonna pick up some losses, I will say, but not a whole lot of them. So we'll keep going. This one is a interesting game. It is against Chicago, but it is a home game for Philadelphia in Week 9. So I think with this game being a home game, this is where we're gonna see if Philadelphia is good at home or not. If Philadelphia is good this season and they're good at home, this should be a win for Philadelphia. Chicago still has Khalil Mack. They might pull some plugs in the draft. Who knows what they're going to do? But I think Philadelphia, I am confident to say, Philadelphia is going to win this home game. They need to win this home game. It's going to prove whether or not Philadelphia is good at home or not. This one I'm going to mark as a win for Philadelphia. And then Week 10 is a bye. So Week 10 is our off week in between playing Chicago. Guess who we play in Week 11, folks? That's right, it's a team we played when Philadelphia won that Super Bowl, baby. It's against New England, but it is a away game for New England, and it is a home game for Philadelphia in Week 11. Now, this will be an exciting matchup to see. Last time I saw New England play at Philadelphia, Philly won. They won it by a touchdown. That was the first time I saw Philadelphia actually play any game. That was the first time I actually got really behind Philadelphia, was when I watched that game against New England back in 2015, I believe. 2015 is when I saw it. And I believe because this is a home game, unless the NFL does some screwy stuff with the Patriots, which we all know every year, New England does something, we know. I think this home game for Philadelphia is going to be a true testament to see whether or not they are good at home or not. I believe that Philadelphia can pull a win out. It's going to be barely, they're going to do it. And I think this will be a game that the Patriots are going to lose, because I feel like this is a home game that Philadelphia needs to win this one. Speaking of home games, they need to win. Week 12 is another home game, and it is against Seattle. So, as we know from the news this week, Seattle has paid Russell Wilson the most amount of money anyone could have been paid in the NFL. He is now the highest paid quarterback and the highest paid player in NFL history. He has beaten Matthew Stafford. And I think with this game, Seattle beat us last time. We got destroyed when we played in Seattle last year. This year we're playing at Philadelphia, and I think all these home games that we're playing with these tough teams, I think Seattle does have a good chance getting back into the playoffs, and we're probably going to have to play them in the playoffs. But from what I've seen, I do not think that we could lose this game. We could very well lose it. But I think if Philadelphia is really good at home, I think this is a good game, like I said about last game, that Philadelphia needs to win at home, and I'm going to give them the win here. So right now what I have is 9-2, and plus the bye, which doesn't count. So we're 9-2. I think Philadelphia can do pretty good this season. Now for Week 13, it is an away game, and it is against Miami. A Miami home game for Week 13. Now, Miami, for some reason, I believe, no one knows what the heck's going on with them. They barely made it into the playoffs, if they even got close to getting into the playoffs. And I feel like Miami, they could get better. Probably not. Let's just be realistic. I doubt that they're going to get good this season. Like, this is going to be an easy win for Philadelphia. Even though it's an away game, I still feel like we can win that game against Miami. So, that'll be an easy win for us. Now we get into our divisional rivals. This is where we actually start playing people we've played before, and it's in the NFC East. This is a home game for us, and it's against New York Giants. So, New York made an awful decision trading away Odell Beckham. They made an awful decision getting rid of him. Odell Beckham, hands down the best player they could have had. And the New York Giants are picking low this season. They're picking, I think, 4th or 5th. There is just something going on with the New York Giants. They are just absolute trash this season. And I think even in 2019, no matter what they do in the draft, they are still going to be bad. Yes, they have Saquon Barkley. I'll give them that. But that's not enough to win a game. They have Eli and Saquon Barkley. That other team, oof. I'll tell you what, New York is just trash this season. Even if we play them at home, I think Philadelphia can win this game. Easy. Easy. This is an easy home game for Philadelphia, no question. Now we have the game that got us into the playoffs last year in 2018. And that was when we played the Washington Redskins. We played them at the Washington Redskins. And of course, that was the game when they put in Mark Sanchez and he got hurt. And we easily dominated against Washington. And we somehow pulled it away. Minnesota lost. And that was where Kirk Cousins got hurt. Not hurt. That's where he got butt hurt when he was playing at Minnesota. So I think because this is a home game for Washington, I still don't think this is going to be a problem. Washington could make a move at quarterback because, let's face it, all they got is Josh Jackson. Everyone else is hurt. So I don't think they can do anything else. So I think they need to get another quarterback. Even with that, I think Philadelphia is going to easily win this. I think they're going to easily win this game. Now we get into a very interesting game. It is a home game for Philadelphia, and it is against the Dallas Cowboys. What I think about Week 16 is that this is always a game that makes it or breaks it for Philadelphia. I think Dallas could do something. They could be making moves. Probably not, but we'll see what they do. I think because this is a home game, I still feel like Philadelphia does have a good chance of winning this. So I feel like because it's a home game, because I believe Philadelphia could do good at home, I think Philadelphia is going to win this home game. Hopefully our secondary doesn't get hurt like last season, or else some of these losses, of course, would happen. But if our secondary can stay healthy, and if Jalen Mills will stop trying to fight people, I think we're going to do good. And the last game we play is an away game, and it is at New York, at the New York Giants. So, like I said, New York, look, they could be a really good team. They could be a spectacular team. The problem with New York is that they have been making awful decisions up high. Like, I'm not talking team-wise, I'm talking managerial-wise. They have been making bad decisions with who's on the team and who stays on there. Because of this, I feel like the last game of the regular season Philadelphia plays is going to be a win. And I think Philadelphia is going to do really well this season. Of course, that's just me having high expectations. This is if Philadelphia does good at home. If not, then, well, of course, we're going to do pretty mediocre. So, that is the regular season for Philadelphia. And what I have here is I have my little schedule here. And I have it 14-2. Those two games are going to be tough games. I don't know if we're going to win them or not. We're going to have to wait and see. But I think maybe Philadelphia can do good this season. Hopefully no one gets hurt again. Hopefully Carson Wentz doesn't get hurt again. And if he does get hurt and the secondary goes out, well, we might just barely make it into the playoffs again. So, anyways, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Also, if you made it this far into the video, make sure you subscribe. And if you want to see more of these sports kind of videos, I'll make one next week about the draft, and I'll try to watch it as much as I can, especially in the first round, what Philadelphia does. And until next time, I'm AndrewMycol, and I'll see you guys next time. Fly, Eagles, fly.